Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia. You're highly welcome back to my channel. Today is a cook with me video. Okay guys, let's get into this video. Okay guys, as you can see already, I got my meat here in the pot. I've washed it. This is my pressure pot because I want the meat to cook a little quicker, so I'm using my pressure pot. Okay, so I got my washed beef meat here, and I'm going to be adding some onion to it. I'm already chopping the onion, so I'm going to be adding some onion to it, and I'm also going to be adding some meat seasoning to it. I don't measure, I just sprinkle some, just sprinkle the amount you think you want. And I'm going to be adding some salt to my meat. So this is beef meat, so I'm putting some salt. I'm going to be adding some thyme. Some thyme. I'm going to be adding some seasoned, non-seasoned cube. Okay. At this point, I haven't added any water to the meat, so I'm just going to let the meat to boil without adding water. Okay, and I'm going to give it a quick stir. Okay, so I've given it a quick stir. Now I'm going to leave it to simmer a bit. Okay, and before I'm going to add water to it. Okay guys, so it's been simmering for a while. As you can see, it smells good. I was going to add some rosemary, but I forgot to add some rosemary, but it's okay. So now I'm going to be adding some water, not too much water, just enough water to cook the meat really, and give it a stir. I think there's enough water, yeah, just to cover the meat. Let me add a little bit more. Yeah, I think that is fine. And then I'm going to pressure cook it now. That's what I'm going to do now. So this is the pressure, the cover is actually the pressure. So I'm going to pressure cook it now. Put it on setting 2, and I'm going to leave it for about 5 minutes. In 5 minutes time, it should be okay the way I want. Okay guys. Okay guys, so I just want to introduce you to my other ingredients that I'm going to be using. So today I'm actually making 2 soup. So I'm making, we call it soup Africa, we call it soup, but I'm making tomato based stew. I'm also making egusi soup. Okay, so I'm making 2 types of soup today. Okay guys, or stew and soup. Okay, so I have my tomato here. I bought this from Aldi. If you haven't seen my Aldi haul, go and check it out. I bought this from Aldi. So I have 2 of these, which I'm going to be using for the stew. I'm going to be trying it for the stew. I have some sweet long peppers here. Okay, I got some of them there. I got 2 onions. I actually need more than 2. I'll go and get 1 more, making it 3. I have my grounded crayfish here. I grounded it myself. Okay, there's crayfish in there. I got some chili powder in this container. Chili powder. I got seasoned oil in here. I got some curry in here, and I have garam masala in here. I have paprika in here, paprika. I have some turmeric in here. I have my salt, and I have some oregano. And in here I have my egusi. Okay, no, not this one. That's crayfish, guys. Sorry. Yeah, that's the correct one. So I have egusi inside this container. I have a bigger container where I put egusi, but I put in the small one. So that is grounded egusi. And also I'm going to be using some chicken stock. I've shown you guys my meat already, but I haven't shown you this. I have some smoked turkey and fish, some catfish, smoked turkey and catfish in there. Okay guys, so that's all I'm going to be using. The only thing missing here is my cooking oil, which you guys are going to be seeing when I'm about to cook the stew and the soup. Okay guys, so I forgot to mention my garlic and ginger. I'm going to be putting extra garlic and ginger. These are frozen garlic and ginger. It's melting already, that's why you see some liquid in there. So right now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to be blending the peppers and some onion in my blender. Okay guys, we are going to start cooking now. So I have my pot on the stove. I'm going to be adding some cooking oil. That's what I'm going to be using. Okay, so I'm adding some cooking oil into the pot. Just going to be waiting for the oil to heat up a bit before I add whatever I want to add to it. Okay guys, so I'm going to be adding salt. Normally I start with salt, so I'm making the tomato stew first. So I'm going to be adding salt first, just 1 and a little bit of teaspoon of salt. And then I got some onion here. This onion is for the 2 soup I'm making. Okay, so I'm going to be dividing it into 2. Okay guys, so I'm going to be adding my spices and seasoning now. Okay, apart from the non-cube and the chicken stock cube, I'll add them later. Okay, so I like to add them just to release the flavor and the fragrance. I like adding them at this point. So I'm just going to be using 1 heap of a teaspoon of garam masala. One heap of a teaspoon of paprika. I had a little bit of paprika, so 1 heap and a half. You can see the spoon is very small. This is seasoned oil. You can see the spoon is pretty flat and small, so I'm going to be adding 1 heap and a half. I'm going to be sprinkling some oregano. This is optional, you don't have to add it, but I like it. I'm going to be putting a half teaspoon of turmeric. 1 very small teaspoon of curry powder, a heap. And I give it a stir. And now you can add your tomato. You can use any tomatoes of your choice, okay? So I'm just giving these tomatoes a trial, my first time using it, this brand. I'm going to be rinsing the bottle out, but first let me give this a stir. And I'm going to be adding my garlic, my extra garlic and ginger, not the whole of it. Remember, I'm using it for another soup as well. So it has melted because it was frozen. So I'm just adding extra because I like garlic and ginger in the soup. It's very nice, healthy. Okay, so I'm going to be adding my chili powder. This is a spicy, very hot chili powder. If you don't like chili powder, please don't put it. I'm going to be adding 2 heap of a teaspoon. So I'll give it a stir. Now I'm going to rinse the hard water to the bottle, rinse it and come and add it to it. Okay, so I'm going to be adding the rinsed one in there. And also I'm going to be adding some of my blended pepper. There's pepper and onion, the sweet pepper and onion in there. I'm not going to be using the whole of it because I'm using this for the egusi soup. So I'm just going to be adding some to it. Okay, so I'm going to stir it now. And then I'm going to be adding some crayfish to it. That's my blended crayfish. I just sprinkle the amount I want inside. Okay, now I'm going to be adding my non-cube. I'm going to be using 2 first. When I taste it, if it's not okay, because I'm also going to be adding the chicken, I'm going to be adding some of this, so that's why I'm using 2 of this first. And that's why I put very little salt, because this has salt. And then I'm going to be adding this now. It's a teaspoon, a heap, and a bit, half. And then give it a stir. And now we are going to cover it and leave it to boil for at least about 3 to 5 minutes, okay? And then we shake on it on a low heat so it doesn't get burnt, okay? That's just to enable the tomato, the garlic, everything to cook before we start adding our protein, the meat, and the smoked turkey. Okay, so now I'm going to cover it. Okay guys, while we are waiting for the tomato stew to boil, we are going to start making the egusi soup. So I'm going to be using some red palm oil, okay? So I got palm oil in there. I'm just going to scoop some with my spoon out. So I'm not really going to be bleaching the red oil as such. Okay, I'm not going to be bleaching it as such. Okay, just wait for it to melt a bit more before I add my onion to it. Okay guys, the oil is ready, so I'm going to be adding my onion to it. Okay, I should really add my salt first, but it doesn't matter, I've added the onion, so I'm going to be adding my salt. So this is me showing you how to cook in batch, cooking 2 soup at once. Okay, this is how I normally cook my soup. I cook 2 to 3 food at once, so I don't have to waste so much time in the kitchen. So I'm just going to let the onion cook a bit. While it's doing that, I'm going to be adding the seasoning and spice I want to add. So because this is a egusi soup, I'm not going to be adding a lot of seasoning like curry and all that. I'm not going to be adding that. I'm just going to be adding seasoned oil, just like I said, a heap of a teaspoon. And then I'm going to be adding my chili pepper, a heap, and another. Then give it a stir. Because this is a egusi, I'm not adding a lot of seasoning and all the condiments. So I'm going to be adding my blended pepper to it now. So in here I have blended pepper and onion, so I'll add it to it, and then I'm going to be rinsing it out with water. Okay, so I'm going to be pouring the water in there. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching so far. Give it a thumbs up, like it, thumbs up, comment. And I'm going to be adding my garlic ginger. Okay, it has melted, so I'm just going to be adding it, the whole of it. And then I'm going to be adding my season cube and crayfish and also the chicken stock. Okay, so I'm just going to be adding all of them to it now. That's the crayfish first. I don't measure, I just put as much as I want. Chicken stock. While you are cooking this, make sure you are checking on your tomato stew. Make sure you check on your tomato stew. So let's go and check on our tomato stew. Leave that for a bit, and then we'll check on our tomato stew. It's over here. Okay, I'm just going to open it and give it a quick stir. So it doesn't get burnt at the bottom. And then we're going to go back to making our egusi soup. Okay, make sure you are cooking the tomato stew on a low heat so it doesn't get burnt. Okay, so now we can add our season cube. That's our I'm using the non-shaken. and give it a quick stir. Okay, so now I'm going to be adding my egusi. So I've put it in, I put water and make it into a thick paste. Okay, so I'm going to be adding it in there. I'm going to be adding a bit of water to rinse it out. Okay guys. Okay guys, I've rinsed it and added to it. Now I'm just going to stir it. So I'm not going to be adding any vegetable to this egusi soup. Okay, it's just egusi soup on its own. I'm not going to be adding any vegetable on it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cover it and let it cook for probably about 5 minutes. Okay guys. Okay guys, so now we are going to be adding our meat to the stew, the tomato stew, our smoked turkey and our beef meat, the fish. I seasoned the fish a bit with the chicken stock. Okay, the fish is for the egusi soup. Okay, so I'm going to open this now and I'm going to be adding my, so this I'm going to be sharing this into two. Okay, it's not for the whole stew, so I'm going to be putting some of them inside the stew and some of them inside the egusi soup. While you are doing this, make sure you cook your egusi soup on a low heat so it doesn't get burnt. So I'm going to be adding some beef meat, which I showed you guys earlier. It's cooked, as you can see. So I'm also going to be sharing it and use the remaining for the egusi soup. Okay, so I've added what I want to add. I'm just going to stir it now. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it, comment. If you enjoy watching, please consider subscribing, and when you do subscribe, turn on your notification bell, the one that said all, so you'll be notified when I post a new video. Thank you for watching. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give it a taste. I'm going to give it a quick taste, but before then I think I'm going to add a little bit more, just few more turkey, smoked turkey. Okay, so give it a stir again, and then I'm going to be giving it a taste just in case I need to add more non-cube to it or not, or salt, or if I need to cook it a bit more for the tomato to cook out the sour taste, because sometimes the tomato, they do have sour taste, and then you have to cook it a bit more before you add your protein. So I'm just going to taste it the African way. I think it tastes okay. I don't need to add anything. Yeah, I think it tastes quite okay. Maybe I should add a bit of salt, maybe not. Okay, instead of adding salt, I think you need a little bit of salt. But instead of adding salt, I'm going to add non-cube. and I give it a stir. Okay, so I'm going to cover it now to cook a bit more for like another 5 to 6 minutes on a low heat. Okay, on a low heat. And then we are going to check on our egusi soup. Okay guys, so let's check our egusi soup. Can you guys see? It is boiled. I have to load the heat properly now. Okay guys, so that's the egusi. So now I'm going to be adding my protein. I'm going to be adding the smoked turkey. Let's move the camera a bit back. I'm going to be adding smoked turkey to it. And I'm going to be adding the beef meat. Okay, going to be adding the beef. Okay guys, I've added the beef, so I'm going to stir it a bit. So now I'm going to add my fish. So this is some white catfish. This is white catfish. So now I'm going to cover it and leave it to cook for probably about 5 minutes or so. Okay guys, let's check on our soups. So let's check on the stew first. So you guys can see it's been boiling for more than 5 minutes actually. Okay, so it's ready, but I've been boiling it on a very low heat. So it's been on a very low heat guys, so it doesn't get burnt. Okay, so it's ready now. Going to off the heat now. Okay, so my tomato stew is ready. Please tell me, what do you think? Does it look yummy? Does it look delicious? Okay guys, so it tastes good anyway. I've tasted it. So that's my tomato stew ready. Let's cover it and show you the egusi soup. Let's bring the camera a bit closer and zoom it in. Okay guys, you can see it's boiling away. So I've been boiling it as well on a low heat. Okay, so you can see the fish is cooked. Just giving it a proper, I don't want to break the fish, so I'm trying to stir it gently. So as I said, I didn't put any vegetable. I just want just egusi soup on its own with no vegetable inside. Okay, I've tasted it. It tastes yummy. So my soups are ready, guys. You can eat this with fufu, with eba, with amala, with pounded yam. Okay guys, so that's it. I don't want it to be too overly thick, so I think this consistency is okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay guys, so that's my 2 soups ready. Okay guys, so that's the 2 soup, that is the stew. Okay, I'm going to be ending the video here. Okay guys, I'm just zooming it in and out so you guys can see. Thanks guys for watching. I appreciate you coming, stopping by, watching my videos. So yeah guys, so if you enjoyed watching this cook with me, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell when you do subscribe to be notified when I upload more videos. Okay, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks all for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you and God bless you. Bye guys.